Hello friends, welcome to my channel IT Career. So, in today's lecture, we are going to see how to start and how to stop SAP application server and database, and what is the sequence. Okay, it is not like you can stop and start in any sequence. There is a sequence. So what we know about SAP server? It has ASCS server, right? It has primary application server, and it may have several um, additional application server, right? And it has a underlying database. All right, it can be Oracle, it can be DB2, it can be HANA, SAP's own database. Okay, it can be SQL server. Okay, so these are the type of databases. In our case, it is Oracle. So there is a sequence to start and stop the SAP application server and database. How it is? Let me tell you. So let me go to my PowerPoint slide here. Okay. So overview of SAP application above operations, right? Starting SAP. So I have couple of slide, and you see that in the slide we have startup and shutdown above SAP above system. SAP has provided two tools for start and stop SAP as above instances. On Windows it is MMC, and on Unix it is the command to start and stop the provided. So in Windows it is MMC. MMC is nothing but Microsoft Management Console. So let me show you in the server. So this is the one which comes with the SAP installation, and it is installed in the server. And if I double click on it, it will open the Microsoft Management Console, MMC, remember. All right, here is a MMC. So if you expand this is a SAP system, and if you expand it, if you have multiple SAP system, you can see list of SAP systems. So we have only one ITC, and everything is installed in only one host. So in this host, so it is showing here. So under ITC, you see that SAP NetFever. This is actually database. This is symbol is database. You cannot start and stop database from here. And you have NetFever 0 and NetFever 1. What is this? This is one is ASCS, another is PAS. So this is our ASCS. So ASCS is installed, and a PAS is installed, and database installed. Everything is in one. Okay, you will be able to see the processes under. See, right now nothing is there. It is grayed out. Processes grayed out, and nothing is there in this right side window because SAP is down. So to start SAP system, the sequence is. Let me take you to the startup sequence. Okay, sequence of startup. So SAP system comprises database instance, central service instance, primary application server, and finally multiple additional application server. If you need them, you can have it. In our case, we don't have. We have only one PAS, ASCS, and database. The sequence to startup is extremely important. Starting the processes in the sequence of the result. So first you start the database. Although ASCS has no dependency on the database instance. Okay, SAP. To install SAP ASCS instance, it is not asking for any database information. It is completely independent. Okay, but primary application server is totally dependent on database. It connects to the database because your application server is this. Your additional application server is this, right? So it needs database. Whenever you need any information, database information, it will connect to the database, and it will. So for this one, and to run perfectly, your database should be up and running first. Okay, although it is not required for ASCS. ASCS is not an application server. Okay, this is central service instance where your message server install an NQ server. So but still we want to start the database instance. So this is the sequence. First if you start any SAP system, your database should be number one priority. So startup is how much how it will be started. Startup sequence is first DB, okay, and then ASCS, and then PAS, primary application server, and later ASCS if you have it. Okay, multiple AAS, additional application server, like 1 2 like the blah blah blah. You have multiple 100 or maybe how many you want. Okay, so this is the sequence. So let me start in sequence. So I am in the server right now, and as per our sequence, we should start the database first. So open the command prompt as we are doing in the Windows, and in the command prompt SQL plus no log and then it comes to the SQL prompt, and then connect sys as sysdba, enter. Password is nothing, just enter, because I logged in as administrator ID, so it will take care of that one. Okay, so you see that it is now saying connected to an idle instance. So it is connected to idle instance. The instance is not started, the database is not started. So to start the database in the Oracle, it is start up. Okay, enter, and once you click enter, hit enter, you have to wait for few minutes to come up the database. Okay, you see that Oracle instance started, database mounted, and it will say database open. Okay, it will take few seconds more. Sorry, my voice is not good today, I am having some cold. So you see that database opened. So now database is started. Now what I can do, I'll minimize the command prompt and I'll go to the MMC. You see this MMC, SAP MMC. MMC is Microsoft Management Console. So here you have to start your ASCS first. So this is your ASCS. Okay, so how do you know that is ASCS? So you see that, you know, right, ASCS is having instance number 01. So that's why it is. So how I know? So if you go to the local disk D drive, and you see that user SAP ITC ASCS is 01, right? That's why, and it is 00. That's why it is showing here 01. So you know now it is ASCS. The host name and 01. I mean 0 is not showing here. I'll assume this is 01. So it is ASCS. So right click on it and start, and then you have to put a password. Username it is taking automatically ITC ADM, and host name is preceded with, and I'll put the password. Once you enter the password in here, right, whenever you start the pass here, you don't right click and start. You don't need to enter the password again, because the password for this session is already saved. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go in the process. You see this message server and MQ server running but not responding, it is saying. So let me refresh it fresh. See, it is now running. Okay, message server is running and NQ is running. There are two exe. You see that .exe. So this is kernels, right? Message server kernel is running. So now ASCS server. So in our case, what it's so database is started, ASCS is started. Now we have to start our primary application server. Now let me go back, and in the NetWeaver and 00, right click, start. It should not ask me for any password, because password is already entered here and saved in the current session. Now if you go to process list, you see gradually the process is going to start up. Every process will come, and it will be green after the all yellow. Initially it will be yellow, and then yellow in the SAP world, remember always yellow is warning, and then green is always green, like, you know, successful. So every process, see this dispatcher process came in, and then gateway and other things, ICM. So if I'll click on refresh, and we'll wait for some time. It will take some time because there are multiple processes there, and we'll wait for some time. Okay, you see that now everything is green. Dispatcher is came back, and gateway and everything, ICM is started successfully. Now you see everything is green in the MMC. So our all task of starting SAP application server, we don't have these two. So the same procedure, this is the sequence. Okay, this way. So a pass is also started. Now we will be able to access SAP using SAP GUI, which is our front end. We'll see. Okay, let me go to SAP logon, and SAP GUI for Windows, and you see that I have one server listed here, ITC, and with 00 instance. 00 is our pass. I'm directly logging to the pass. I'm not using the message server and all. I'll tell you why. So there is something called client. Oh no, I'll do one thing. I'll just using didic. Okay. 100 client is not there. What is client and all, I'm going to teach you in future lesson. So for now, 000 client, didic and password, and I'll be successfully log into the SAP system. All right, once I'm in the SAP system, now everything is done. Now the system is available to the business and to the users, to the developers, to the configurators, to the projects. Now they use this screen and this system to the all their functionalities. All right, so this is how we start our SAP application. This is the start process. So what is this opposite way? What is the shutdown process? The shutdown process is opposite, like totally different. First of all, you stop your your additional application server if you have, and pass, and then ASCS, and then lastly database. However, there is no sequence in the application server in any these 3 or 4 application server. You can do any sequence, doesn't matter if you stop this one first or this one first, doesn't matter, because they are not dependent on each other. They're distributing the load. Okay, they are handling the load of the your workload, your user sessions, right? But they are not dependent on each other. So you can stop this one, but if you stop this way DB first, then it will be a problem. You cannot stop the database first. Once you stop this one first, then they will stop responding. They'll hang. Okay, because database is not available. Similar way, you cannot stop first ASCS, because all the primary application server is connected, or additional is connected to the ASCS. Message server is here, right? So you cannot stop these 2 first. So this should be a sequence. Follow this sequence. However, in the application server, these 3 can be in any sequence, but this is the actual sequence. Let me go back to my PowerPoint and let's see something theoretical. Okay, what it was showing here, I skipped that. Overview of SAP, as above operation. Operation in the above comprise of system administration and system monitoring. Okay, to understand the system administration, it is necessary to know the structure of the SAP system at the operating system level, which we learned it, right? The directory structure, we learned it, how it is. In this section, we'll take you through the concept of the SAP startup and shutdown commands, options, and SAP profiles. Okay, we are going to have SAP profile later. Today we are concentrating on the startup command and shutdown command. So let me tell you now. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah, this is I shown you, right? I have already shown you how to stop using MMC, start using MMC. Now we'll do one thing. We'll do the opposite. Okay, and this is the startup sequence. I already discussed it, and not much information here. Everything I mentioned in my oh, okay. So these are the profile. I'm going to have it later, what are profiles and all, everything. Now let me go way bottom of the PowerPoint slide to tell you what is a startup. Okay, starting SAP from MMC. So now this is a startup method. Start the Oracle database instance. Oh, this is startup. I mean, what I did before that one, stop or start? Yeah, this is startup sequence only. Okay, so I think it is saying, let me log in. Okay, I don't know where it is, the stop SAP systems sequence I have mentioned in this one. Anyway, we don't need in oh yeah, here you go. Stopping SAP system, this is Windows, and then Unix. So in similar way, stop a SAP system in Windows. On Windows, shutdown is accommodated by the SAP system management console. Before you stop the SAP system, check the users are logged into the system. Okay, send a message to the. So there is a process to stop. Okay, what is it is saying? I'll tell you. So right now you want to stop. Okay, so this SAP system is started. Now you want to stop, so it is very easy to stop it. Go here and just right click on stop. It will stop the ACS, and right click on the primary application server, and stop. It will stop, and both the things will stop, and the database, the database shutdown is command is shutdown may immediate, shutdown immediate, enter. It will shut down the database. Okay, we are going to do that thing. However, as I don't have Unix, so I'll to show you how to shut down using the command prompt. Okay, so let me see. Stop SAP, stop SAP R3. Okay, if I enter, okay, it will ask for this. So it's saying it needs this command. Okay, so stop SAP, and then put name equal to SID, right? SID is ITC. This is the command. See the ITC. NR is system number. NR is what? So now, which server you want to stop? You want to stop. What is the stop sequence? You should stop the primary application server first, right? What was our sequence here? we don't have ACS, so sorry, we don't have AS. So we are going to stop pass first, then ACS, and the database. So I'll go there. So what is the primary application server? Instance number is 00, and lastly SAP dia host. So SAP dia dialog host. Okay, host is SAP NetWeaver. Okay, enter. Now see, let's see. Stop SAP, name equal to ITC or SID, NR equal to 00, and stop dia host. I'm stopping the primary application server using the command line. Similarly, in the Unix also, you are going to put the command like this only. Okay, now you see that as I was logged into the SAP system here, okay, and I did not logged out from that, but someone from the basis team stopped the SAP system, so it kicked me out from the SAP system here. It's saying this is a GUI error. Okay, ITC application server shutdown. Application server shutdown. Try another application. Do you want to see more detail? If you say yes, and it will give you like this. So it means what? Your SAP system is, you see that in the background. You see the MMC. It is now grayed out. If you go to the process, you'll not find anything. Okay. You see this? Dispatcher is stopped. Okay, but this is still running. Okay, so this is ASS server. So now I'll execute the same command, but I'll change the instance number. Instance number is 01 for the ACS. So enter. And yeah, it stopped successfully. Now let's go back. Yeah, you see that before clicking on the refresh, it's already stopped. Message server stop, everything stopped. So this is how we stop the SAP system, and using command line. Now I'll log into last part is pending. So log SQL plus no log. I need to shut down the Oracle also. Connect sys as sysdba. Now shutdown command to shut down Oracle is Oracle database shutdown immediate. Okay, enter. It will take some time and it will shut down. Now what it said that my PowerPoint is before you stop the SAP system, check which users are logged on your system, send a message. Stop the SAP system using the SAP management console. To do this, log into the server and then training. Okay, so it's saying using the management. So this part is what it's saying. Okay, now you saw that it kicked me while shutting down. It kicked me out from the SAP system, right? So there might be multiple users in your company. People are working, and if you shut down the system like this in the daytime, they'll be pissed off. They might be working on something, and their work will be unsaved, and their work will go. I mean, it won't be saved, right? So they'll lose their work time. So they need to rework on that. So you cannot do like this. This is a crime, I'll say. Don't shut down any system like this. Before that, you check the SAP. Which user. There is a way to check in the SAP system. I'll tell you in my future lecture. There is a transaction called SM04 or AL08. Don't worry. These are transaction code. What are the things I'm going to teach you gradually. So using the transaction code, you can see which are the users already logged into currently logged into the system, and they are working right now. So now you have an outage approved, right? You want to shut down your SAP system, you have an approved outage, and you saw that someone is still working in the system, and you don't want to disrupt their work. So what you can do, you can send them a message, not one person. You cannot, if you mail them, you can do that. You can ping them in your chatting window, and ask them, can you come out? But if there are maybe 20, 50 or 100 users are working, and they did not logged out, but your time to shut down the system for some maintenance is started, what you will do in this case? So you do what? You can send a message to them in the SAP system itself. So there is a way in the SAP, you put something, hey, put a message like this, hey, there is a approved window to shut down the SAP system right now. I see you guys are working right now in the system. The system will be shut down in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever you want time you want to put. Can you come out, log out from the system right now, and so that I can take the outage. So while if they are working actively in the system, some users, they go for a coffee or something, right? And maybe they did not logged out, and they just locked the system, and they went away from the laptop. Their work will go away. You can do anything. But which people are right now working, they'll get your message in the screen in itself, and they should come out if you have a outage approved from your change management, release management. Okay, so that time they'll get a message, they'll come out, and then you can take the system outage. So this is the way you can shut down SAP system with the Oracle database. All right, so with that said, I think I'm done, and here stopping database is switch to the Oracle. So for database, for as I mentioned here, for application, we have application user, right? I told you it is ITC ADM, right? Where it is? Yeah, here. This is SAP. This is SAP admission user SID ADM, ITC ADM. For database, it is opposite. I mean, it is Aura. If it is Oracle, Aura SID. So in our case, it would be ITC. Aura ITC, sorry, Aura ITC. Okay, these are, so in our case, everything is in one host, right? So that's why I was able to stop the database using ITC ADM. So it is the same. So let me show you how to check the users and all. If you go to the server, right click, and computer management, hopefully, and yeah, you see local users, expand that, users. Okay, you see that Aura, you see it here, I have Aura ITC. Okay, this is Oracle System Administrator, and we have ITC ADM. This is SAP Administrator. Do you see the difference? Okay, Oracle and SAP system. There is another user called SAP ADM. It is also created with the SAP installation. It's called SAP ADM. This is also SAP System Administrator. So these are created, these users are created while installation of the SAP, which you'll know. I think I have shown these things already, right, in the installation chapter. So this is how you can see the users and all, and there are groups, and these are the groups it created during the installation of Oracle client, Oracle database, and SAP installation, and these groups are added to the user. So if you go there, and if you double click on the Aura ITC, and you'll see member of, and this is a member of what? It is Aura install, Aura ITC DBA, OPAR, and then other blah blah things. All right. And if you go to the ITC ADM, which is SAP ADM, it's a member of all SAP related and also some Oracle related. These are, I did not purposely added this thing. These are by default in the installation, and this is a very important. It is an administrator user. Okay, and it is a local admin also. It's SAP local admin rights. If you want to add something, you can add more rights here. Okay, so go here, advanced, and then if you go fine, and you see all this, and then you can add that to add. You see this print it's added, print operator. You can say, okay, I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to close this, and let me go to the PowerPoint. Let me see if I miss anything. Yeah, I think it's done. SAP stopping is done, and then summary of the important business. I'm going to discuss about all these transaction codes in the future lecture. Each one is very, very important. These are the very basic things you need every day to day to do any day to day activities. All right. And then yeah, there are other things and all. I'll teach you. So with that said, I'm done for this lecture of starting and stopping SAP in the sequence. I think you understand. If you didn't understand anything, if you missed anything, just ask me in the comment section. I can have a one-on-one session with you to let you understand. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel and like the videos, guys, and share with your friends. The channel is not growing. A lot of hard work I'm doing. Thank you.